Alright, so competition is the fight for resources between one and another species for a specific resource. Now, that's not all that's in play there. There are trade-offs, and one trade-off known really well is the exploitative and interference trade-off. Now, this is a trade-off for looking at the relationship between discovery and gathering of resources versus the one-on-one interaction between two species for that resource. Another way of looking at this is the exploitative, which is the discovery, is you and a sibling are fighting for a gaming system and whoever's the fastest gets to it first. Where interference, which is the one-on-one interaction, is where you have the one and only key to all the doors to get to that gaming system. Now, a study done by Case and Giblin in 1974 showed that more of these physical and behavioral traits leaned more towards the interference than the exploitative portion of the trade-off. But this could be vice versa for different species. So when you're looking at an interaction for a resource, you're looking at trying to discover versus trying to fight. And this is where invasive species can play a key role in an environment. So an invasive species can be completely against this trade-off, meaning they could be co-dominants in both those competitions, the exploitative and the interference. Or they couldn't be. Now, a study done by Holloway looked at Argentine ants. These ants were studied because they were an invasive species within this native population. And when they laid down bait traps, they found that the Argentine ants were able to get to the bait traps quicker, and they were able to gather more. And this made them better at the exploitative competition portion. Now, when looking at them a little bit closer, they also had a stronger chemical indicator, which normally fights off other ants. So they're now best at the exploitative competition and the interference competition, making them overall the best competitors for this resource, and it will diminish the native populations. So we just looked at how competition has an interaction not between just two species, but a trade-off within their own species, and how invasive species can be completely against this trade-off and how they truly interact with other species because they are against this trade-off. Hope this helps.